Hi everyone, I'm Jonathan Baumgart, the CEO of Atomic Consulting. Today I want to talk to you about 5 must-have components for any competitive Forex website. So to get right into it, we do custom website development here in-house, meaning everything is done locally. We're not outsourcing. We have an in-house team that takes care of every nuance of the website. If you look in the description section of this video, you'll find our portfolio, which I would say speaks for itself in terms of our quality. And for this reason, I wanted to make a video discussing what I think are the absolute must-have components if you want a competitive site, which naturally anyone wants. So first, you must have online application and demo registration forms. So what do I mean by this? Well, some legacy brokers or startups may just put a PDF on their website and ask the client to fill it out. I'm not saying that no client will fill it out, but this is a very competitive industry, and almost every competitive broker has an online application form. It's a tough sell to get someone to fill out a PDF in 2020, just as an example. So you need to either find a provider, which we can help you out with, or make this form yourself, not just for your online application, but for a demo account as well. And ideally, you would have a system that can take this information and route it to your internal CRM system. And that leads to the second point. Now, CRM is a word that often can mean many things when you're talking about FX websites. It also can mean what we like to call a trader cabinet, which is an online portal that your clients can go to complete their application, if they're an existing account holder, to upload the required documents to be approved, make deposits, change passwords, etc. This is often referred to as a trader cabinet. Sometimes it's called a CRM, and these can often be split up, meaning you have the trader cabinet and a CRM integration. For the sake of ease, I'm just going to say CRM. So what I mean is, what you don't want is to have an online application, the client fills out the details, and that just goes somewhere in an email, and then you have to organize it using your Windows or Dropbox. If your broker is growing, you're going to have a massive organizational headache because you're going to need all kinds of documentation, and unless you want to create little folders in Dropbox or on your computer, it's going to be a nightmare. It's much better to have an online system that's going to organize all of this for you, which is often the case with most CRM providers, meaning not only are they going to offer the automation of the online accounts, but they will store the data for you, help to organize it all in one place. It's just going to make life easier, and I imagine you would want your broker to grow. That's why you're watching this video. So you should consider the investment. And if your broker is growing, it's not a massive investment either for what it can offer in return. In addition, like I said, every broker these days is offering this software, so you need it to become competitive. The third is to have a website that's multi-language ready. Now, this is very important. I like to use the analogy of building a house. As you've probably heard in other analogies, a house must have a strong foundation. And when you're building a website for your broker, it's very important that in the beginning you set it up to support multiple languages. Why is this the case? If you add it on afterwards, it's going to be very difficult. It's a lot more work for a developer to go back into your site and to add in all the language components. This matters because once you get regulation and licensing, different regulatory changes have to be updated on each page of each website. And if they're not uniform, if they're not consistent, then you have a nightmare. Meaning, if you have a page, let's say in French, and this page is outdated or doesn't match at all the main English page it's supposed to match up to, that could take the French team hours to try to match up or find properly. So it's much better in the beginning to have your site set up where any page can be cloned and can have the language input done. This is something our team can do. If you have your own developers, I'm just offering a tip here, but you definitely want to make sure your site is language ready from the beginning. And if you haven't thought about offering languages, just realize that, what's popular about, Forex and CFD trading is that everywhere in the world, it has appeal. And it's very rare, actually, that your website wouldn't have at least one or two other languages, considering that there's really no place in the world where people aren't trading FX. So it's often overlooked, but this is something that's, I would say, is very important. The next is to have some kind of live chat or even to invest in a chat bot that can answer questions. This just saves on personnel cost. Many people who are new are going to ask the same questions every time, and they don't mind if a bot is helping them as long as it gives them the answer. I personally am not a fan of always running into robots, so as long as it can easily go to an actual support person, that's good. But for a general database of questions, you're going to find this is going to be very helpful and a worthwhile investment. But more importantly, if you're not offering live chat, then you're at a disadvantage because every broker does. Many people these days don't want to dial a number. I think it's helpful to have, WhatsApp, but even there, a lot of times on WhatsApp or Telegram, it's a bot you're talking to. So offering those is just another form of chat. They're just under a different system. But it's becoming less and less as time goes by that people are going to call a number. That's not saying they won't, but more people prefer to type in a question in chat versus calling. And if you don't have that, your website's at a disadvantage. And the final thought here relates to payment integration. It's kind of a subset of the CRM, but I consider another component because you don't want to have external pages for all of your different payment providers. Remember, depositing funds is important. You want it to be seamless and as easy as possible. If you're sending your clients to external links or to other places, it can add to confusion, it creates more headaches, maybe the deposit doesn't go through, etc. My advice is in your CRM or trader area that you have deposits integrated there. This just makes it easier. If a client wants to make a deposit, they simply log into their trader area and they navigate to the section. That way they know it's being done on their site, everything is safe. It makes it easier to organize for your business, getting back to that. That way everything is under one house and set up. So those are just a quick set of tips. There's obviously much more to a website, but I wanted to create this video to give you some guidance. These are all the things that we look for when we build our sites. Ours always come, language ready. We do responsive design. What that means is it's already set up for mobile and tablet. We also have ready to go websites. So if you want to pick up one of our templates, we have those for sale along with a domain to accompany it. These domains are handpicked. They're very SEO friendly and can also help your broker grow because the names will be very popular and help to rank in SEO. So if you would like for us to build you a website, don't hesitate to contact us. You'll find that information in the description. You'll also find details about the domains we have on sale, and you can view our website portfolio, which, as I mentioned, speaks for itself. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I wish to thank you for watching this video today.